Imagine waking up in a world where the air feels charged with energy, where colossal temples carved from shimmering crystal rise toward the sky, and where the people around you are not only masters of the sea but of technologies so advanced, they would make our modern world look primitive. You are no longer in the 21st century, you are in Atlantis. The legendary civilization said to have existed thousands of years ago, a place whispered about in myths, feared by ancient rulers, and even hinted at in the works of Plato himself. But what if you didn't just hear about Atlantis? What if you actually lived there? Stay with me, because in this journey, you'll step inside the lost world of Atlantis itself. We're not talking about a quick fantasy or shallow legend. This is a full dive into what your daily life would look like if you walked its streets, worked in its industries, learned its secrets, and witnessed the ultimate downfall of a civilization so powerful that history, or perhaps those who control history, made sure it was erased. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at our world, our governance, or even our future the same way again. The moment you step into Atlantis, the first thing that strikes you is the sheer brilliance of its architecture. Forget about Rome's Colosseum or Egypt's pyramids. These structures make them look like children's toys. Imagine buildings constructed not just from stone, but from materials that shimmer with a strange energy. Crystals, metals we no longer possess, alloys infused with technology that channels the Earth's magnetic field itself. The city is built in concentric circles, water canals separating each ring, with bridges of marble and shining orichalcum, the legendary Atlantean metal glittering under the sun. Boats glide across the waters, powered not by sails or oars, but by forces you can't quite understand. Some say magnetic propulsion, others whisper anti-gravity. And as you look closer, you realize this was not a society just surviving. This was a society thriving beyond imagination. Everywhere you turn, Atlanteans live lives of abundance. Food isn't scarce, it's abundant, grown in vast agricultural systems that harness energy directly from the sun. Their irrigation doesn't rely on rain or rivers, it's controlled by machines that channel water from beneath the earth. The people around you are tall, strong, and radiant. They wear garments woven with fabrics that seem to glow faintly, not mere decoration but functional clothing that adjusts to temperature, weather, even the body's energy. In Atlantis, technology is not separated from daily life, it is fused into every breath they take. But here's the real shock. You quickly realize that the people of Atlantis live by a balance of science and spirituality that we have completely lost today. In their temples, you see priests and priestesses working not just as religious leaders but as scientists, healers, and astronomers. They map the stars with accuracy we didn't achieve until the 20th century. They use sound frequencies to heal the sick, light vibrations to restore the mind, and crystals to amplify human energy. To them, energy is life itself. And everything, plants, animals, humans, the very stones beneath your feet's part of one interconnected system. Now imagine yourself walking into the great temple at the city's center, where a giant crystal tower hums with power. This tower isn't just a monument, it is the heart of Atlantis, a machine that channels energy from the Earth's core, from the stars, and even from the oceans around it. This energy powers the city, fuels their ships, lights their streets, and heals their people. You stand there, stunned, realizing that what we call renewable energy today is nothing compared to the forces Atlantis controlled thousands of years ago. And yet, there is a darker side, because even here, in this paradise, human ambition exists. Some Atlanteans, drunk with power, begin to twist this energy for control, for domination, for war. You hear whispers in the marketplace of weapons that could destroy entire cities, of experiments that tamper with the very balance of nature. You feel the tension. Atlantis, for all its brilliance, is beginning to fracture. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's live a day in Atlantis. You wake up in a house that seems alive, walls that respond to your touch, windows that adjust to let in the perfect light, floors that hum faintly with energy. You don't eat processed food or fast meals. Instead, you dine on fruits and grains enhanced to be richer, purer, and more nourishing than anything we know. You walk outside and see children not in ordinary schools, but in academies where they're taught telepathy, mathematics beyond calculus, and the laws of the universe through direct connection with energy fields. At night, you gather with others in an amphitheater, not to watch sports or games, but to witness experiments, discoveries, and even communication with beings beyond this earth. Because yes, Atlantis is not alone. Their knowledge of the cosmos extends far beyond Earth. They speak of visitors, teachers, gods, perhaps, or aliens. If we use today's language, who gave them wisdom, and who may even still watch over them. And then it hits you. If this civilization was so advanced, so harmonious, why did it vanish? Why does no one remember except in fragments of myth and legend? You start to see signs of the downfall. Leaders who once valued balance are now obsessed with control. The great crystal tower that sustained life is being pushed beyond safe limits, manipulated as a weapon. Natural disasters begin, earthquakes shake the city, waves grow restless, the sky darkens, and you realize you are standing in a world on the edge of destruction. The final days of Atlantis are not quiet, they are catastrophic. Imagine the earth trembling beneath your feet, temples collapsing, the crystal tower cracking with an energy surge that lights up the sky like a second sun. People are running, screaming, ships are loading with those who try to flee, but the sea itself rises in anger. Walls of water crash over the concentric circles, swallowing palaces, homes, and lives in a single night. And as you stand there, clinging to the last fragments of a civilization that once ruled the seas, you know you are watching history's greatest secret sink into oblivion. But here's the haunting question. Did Atlantis truly vanish, or did survivors escape? Some say they fled across the oceans, bringing their knowledge to Egypt, to the Mayans, to the Druids of Europe. Could the pyramids, the Nazca lines, the megaliths of Stonehenge all be echoes of Atlanteans trying to preserve their legacy? And more importantly, if Atlantis once rose and fell, what does that mean for us today? Because when you look at our world, our obsession with power, our dangerous use of technology, our exploitation of Earth's resources, aren't we walking the same path? If you lived in Atlantis, you'd know one truth: no civilization, no matter how advanced, is immune to greed, imbalance, and collapse. Atlantis may not just be a story of the past, it may be a warning for our future. So imagine again you lived in Atlantis, saw its beauty, its power, and its downfall. Would you carry its wisdom forward, or would you repeat its mistakes? Maybe the real question isn't whether Atlantis existed. Maybe the question is, are we becoming the new Atlantis? And if you've made it this far into the journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Ancient Light, and join me as we continue uncovering the truths history tried to bury. Because Atlantis may be lost, but its story still lives in us.